Riccardo Calafiori has had so much hype that he's already been compared to legendary figures such as Paolo Maldini, Fabio Cannavaro, Alessandro Nesta and Rio Ferdinand. Some have also compared him to Man City's John Stones, but it's City's rivals, Arsenal, who have just signed him. Calafiori gained further recognition with his assured defensive performances at the Euros. He also provided an unbelievable assist against Croatia, where he glided into the midfield before setting up a dramatic late goal to put Italy through to the knockout stages. However, there was also a time when his career was nearly over before it began, when he suffered a horrific knee injury. Now, will he improve Arsenal and win trophies with them, specifically the Premier League, or will he fail to live up to the hype? Here's everything you need to know about Riccardo Calafiori. Riccardo Calafiori was born in Rome, and when he was 9, he started on a path similar to the likes of Francesco Totti and Daniele De Rossi when he signed for Roma. Like those two, Calafiori had incredible talent and he impressed at Roma. He began his career at left back and had immense passing abilities and was capable of scoring outrageous goals. Roma knew they had to keep him and gave him his first professional contract when he was only 16, with the late super agent Mino Raiola representing him. Calafiori was destined for the top until a UEFA Youth League game against Viktoria Pilsen in 2018. In the 82nd minute of that game, Vaclav Svoboda launched a cynical high boot tackle on Calafiori's right knee, and it swelled up so badly that it was 3 times the size of his left knee. At that moment, it was feared that Calafiori had played his last minutes of football and would never play senior football. It was a devastating blow. However, he had support around him, including senior players at Roma. When Edin Dzeko scored just a few hours after Calafiori was taken to hospital, he held the defender's jersey to show support for him. Calafiori would repay this gesture, but more on that later. After further checks on his knee, specialists said the injury was rare in football and happens once only every 10 years. After a successful operation, Calafiori's recovery took about a year, and then it was straight back to action. He returned at the beginning of the 2019-20 season for a Roma under-19 squad. However, the big question was, would Calafiori hit his potential after that injury? Well, in 2019, English newspaper The Guardian included him in their list of the best 60 footballers born after 2002, and a chance to prove this was just around the corner. Roma's senior team had an injury crisis in the 2020-21 season, and the manager, Portuguese tactician Paulo Fonseca, needed to change something. So he turned to the academy and Calafiori with some other young players. Calafiori finally had his chance in the first team, as Leonardo Spinazzola was Roma's only left back at the time. Calafiori performed well for Roma in the Europa League. He also assisted Dzeko to help Roma to a 1-1 draw against Ajax, which was enough to take Roma to the semi-finals of the competition. With that assist, Calafiori helped Dzeko become an icon in the eyes of Roma fans, and in a poetic way. That assist was thanking Dzeko for showing support for his horror injury. Roma fans were excited about Calafiori, and before long he was named by UEFA as one of the 50 most promising youngsters of the year, which just added to the hype around him. Well, the hype around him would reduce, and it was due to another certain Portuguese coach. Fonseca left Roma in the summer of 2021 and replaced him with Jose Mourinho. When Mourinho joined Roma, he had a different way he wanted Roma to play, and that affected some players. Calafiori didn't fit into Mourinho's idea of a left-back and soon found himself behind Matthias Wiener and Nikola Zalewski, who Mourinho promoted to the first team. Calafiori had to prove himself to Mourinho and blew his chance to do so. He was in the squad during Roma's disastrous performance against Bodo Glimt in the Europa Conference League group stage. He wasn't the only bad player, but he was one of the worst performers. With this, Calafiori's journey with Roma neared its end. He would not go on to be a Roma legend, as Mourinho relied on him less and less. So, in the winter transfer window of the 21-22 season, Calafiori went on loan to Genoa. That loan was a big mistake. Calafiori found it hard to break into Genoa's team, and by the end of the 22 season, Calafiori had become surplus to requirements at Roma. They sold him to Basel, and this turned out to be a good move for him. At Basel, he was used as both a left-back and a centre-back. He was great at both using his pace to close down attackers, and this made him excel. Adding to his defensive duties, Calafiori played with the mind of an attacker. He even trained as a central attacking midfielder with Italy during their preparations for Euro 2024. He is ridiculously good on the ball, and clubs began to notice, and when the 22-23 season ended, Bologna made a move on Calafiori. Thiago Motta, who was Bologna's coach at the time, wanted to play a fluid 4-3-3 formation with technically gifted players. Thiago Motta believed in Calafiori's technical ability, and after just a year abroad, the Italian defender was returning to Serie A. Bologna signed him, but Basel put a 40% sell-on clause in their contract with Bologna. A great financial move, as Arsenal have now signed the defender for around €40 million. Calafiori's versatility is an advantage. He's physical and at 6'2" is strong in the air. He played some games at left back for Bologna but was more effective as a centre back. Motta wanted his centre backs to keep a high line, and this allowed Calafiori to thrive. His pace and intelligence allowed him to press and close down attackers before they gained momentum. Adding to his pressing was his ability to consistently intercept and also recover the ball. Calafiori stood out from his teammates as the #1 player who recovered the ball the most. He made 174 recoveries for Bologna. Off the ball, Calafiori still needs to work on his man marking and tackling, and the Premier League will be a good test for this. However, he has youth on his side and shows so much promise. Calafiori is great at progressing the ball and is among the top percentile of players who can do this. His vision makes him unstoppable, as he can pick a pass from the defence to the attack. But that's not all he does. What makes him even more dangerous is that he can exploit space like an attacker does with his dribbling. The Italian defender created 17 chances as a defender and made 5 assists. No other defender achieved this across Europe's top 5 leagues. Further proof of his all-round play was on display with an incredible goal against Juventus when he dinked the ball over the goalkeeper. His efforts helped Bologna reach the Champions League for the first time in 60 years, which is their best finish since 1971. Despite only playing 95 minutes of international football and not featuring much in the qualifiers, there was no way Italy could not call him up for the Euros. No wonder many view him as the successor to Paolo Maldini, Fabio Cannavaro and Alessandro Nesta. Now that he's playing in the Premier League, the defender has also been compared to Rio Ferdinand and John Stones. Calafiori has a similar physical profile to those two English defenders and has a similar approach to how they play both on and off the ball. Ferdinand was important to how Manchester United dominated the Premier League, and Stones was crucial in City's treble-winning campaign. Can Calafiori be the same for Arsenal? Will he be the secret weapon they need to win the league? He certainly has the ability for it. The London club have missed out on Premier League glory narrowly for 2 seasons in a row, and now have a potential game changer who can help in defence and attack. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more football stories.